Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Aman Shukla. I am from B.Tech CSC Group 71. Today I am presenting a PPT on the topic biomolecules. So, what is biomolecule? Biomolecule, also called biological molecule, any of numerous substances that are produced by cells and living organisms. Biomolecules have a wide range of size and structure and perform a vast array of functions. The four major types of biomolecules are carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acids, and proteins. And biomolecules are the building blocks of life and perform important functions in living organisms. In next slide, we know the classifications of biomolecules. So the classification of biomolecules, first one is carbohydrate and second one is lipid and nucleic acid and proteins. In next slide, carbohydrates or carbs are sugar molecule along with proteins and fats. Carbohydrates are one of three main nutrients found in food and drinks. Your body breaks down carbohydrate into glucose or blood sugar in the main source of energy for your body's cell, tissues and organs. Hydrates of carbon, the formula of carbohydrates is CnH2O का whole N. Main functions is to supply the cells with instant energy. And next slide, classification of carbohydrates. So there are three major carbohydrates. First one is monosaccharide, second one is disaccharide, and third one is polysaccharides. So monosaccharide, also called simple sugars, are the simplest form of sugar and the most basic unit from all carbohydrates are built. Common example of simple sugar or monosaccharides are glucose and fructose. And disaccharides. So a disaccharide is the sugar formed when two monosaccharides are joined by glycosidic linkage. Uh, there are common examples of disaccharides: sucrose, lactose, and maltose. Disaccharides are one of the four chemical groupings of carbohydrates, and the next one is polysaccharide. So polysaccharides or polyhydrates are most abundant carbohydrates found in food. They are long chain polymeric carbohydrates composed of monosaccharides units bound together by glycoside linkage. For example, starch, cellulose, and glycogen. In next slide, lipids. A lipid is any of various organic compounds that are insoluble in water. They include fats, waxes, oil, hormones, and certain components of membranes and functions as energy storage molecule and chemical messengers. Lipids include fat and oil, triglycerides, phospholipids. Lipids are essential nutrients, and we need these compounds in the diet in moderate amounts. In next slide, some examples of lipid include butter, ghee, vegetable oil, cheese, cholesterol, and other steroids, and so on. All uh, all these compounds have similar feature, that is insoluble in water and soluble in organic solvents. And next slide, nucleic acid. Nucleic acids are naturally occurring chemical compounds that serve as the primary information carrying molecule in cells. They play an especially important role in the directing protein synthesis. The two main classes of nucleic acid are deoxyribonucleic acid, means DNA, and ribonucleic acid means RNA. A major function of nucleic acid involves the strong and expression of genomic information. Next slide. Two examples of nucleic acid include DNA and RNA. So, DNA is polymer composed of two polynucleotide chains that coil around each other to form a double helix. And RNA is a nucleic acid present in all living cells that has structural similarities to DNA. Unlike DNA, however, RNA is most often single stranded. In next slide, proteins. Uh, Formerly known as polypeptides, made up of the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur, made of many amino acids bonded together in a long chain, have structural and mechanical uses, and also participate in many cellular processes. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, functions as enzymes, pigments, and steroid hormones. And next slide is conclusion. Biomolecules are vital for life as it aids organism to grow, sustain, and reproduce. Second point, they are involved in building organisms from single cells to complex living beings like humans and interacting with each other. Third point is the diversity in their shape and structure provides diversity in their functions. Fourth point is the study of these biomolecules is known as biochemistry. And the next point is biochemistry deals with the study of their structure, functions, interactions, and reactions. Next point is several functions of these biological molecules are still a mystery, and current advanced techniques are being used to discover more molecules and understand their role in life sustaining process. Thank you, ma'am.